When you need advice, come to Ben and Kelly. It's Group Therapy on 99.7 DJX.
All right, good morning, Rachel.
Good morning.
Thanks for allowing us to chat with you about this. Will you go ahead and tell us what's going on?
Well, what it is my boyfriend and I, we've been together for, a little while, and so we're thinking about going ahead and just getting a house together, We're with each other every other night. It just makes sense. We've talked about a future together. We're not married yet, but financially it just makes sense for us to just go ahead and get a house together if we're with each other every night, I'm paying rent, he's paying rent. It just makes sense, don't you think?
Okay, and so, have you run this idea past your family and friends?
Well, yeah, my family, my parents mostly, they're not so much as supportive, but my friends are all gun-ho for it,
Oh, okay, so they're like, go for it.
Yeah.
Okay,
so Kelly, you've bought a house with a boyfriend before. How'd that work out?
I have lived this, yes, and I was with my boyfriend about, I think it was 2 years when we bought our house together, and then we broke up after 4 years. It does make it a little messier than just, breaking up, but we had to go through a couple of steps to separate all that.
But not impossible. Are you?
It's not impossible. He volunteered to, walk away from it and let me have the house. And so we worked all that out with a quitclaim deed and that kind of stuff. But it could get messy if he doesn't want to give up the house and you don't want to give up the house. And I know I'm fast forwarding to a really worst case scenario, but I think that's what your parents are trying to tell you that you need to think about.
Yeah, Rachel just is reaching out and going, hey, thinking about getting a house with my boyfriend. What do you guys think? And you're like, well,
this is what's going to be like when you got to divide it. You got to break up.
Going straight to the negativity. I mean, my boyfriend and I have been together for a year and a half, and we just feel like it's been long enough. We've talked about getting married.
If you think that the relationship is on solid enough ground, I know, I also understand the mentality of maybe this is going to, solidify that future. Is moving together, see what that's going to be like, and know what we are like in the same space and do all that stuff. I get it.
Yeah.
So after you get a house together, then you should get a dog, and then
Listen, Ben, listen. You are entangling lots until before. I think we're putting cart before horse a little.
All right. Well, Kelly's throwing a little caution flag your way, Rachel. But we've got plenty of people who are texting in because I think what you're wanting to know how many people have done this, what's the success rate, all that, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yes, and I'm just trying to let you know from personal experience, there is, it can get a...
Kelly, she's not here to hear your Debbie Downer
She
crap,
is, though,
right?
but she is, though. You're here to hear right? You need to hear both sides
hear
of it.
Both sides, but at the same time,
Yes, I know.
I know. All
but
right.
I wouldn't be doing you a solid without sharing my life experience.
All right. Well, Rachel.
So as long as your boyfriend's not going to cheat with a lot of different people and maybe a girlfriend in Florida that bought him a spoiler for his car, then you should be fine.
Oh, my God.
Not speaking from any sort of experience, just hypothetically, of course.
Just hypothetically speaking.
Right.
He doesn't do that, should be fine. It should be fine. It's
Well,
all fine.
Rachel-
We're all fine. It's fine. Everyone's
Rachel,
fine.
I appreciate you reaching out to us, allowing us to talk to you about this. We have plenty of people who are calling in already to offer up their suggestion on maybe ways that you can approach this or things like that. So ultimately, it's going to be your decision and you and your boyfriend's decision. But hey, I maybe you can get some ideas or ways that you can approach it.
Okay.
Okay. She's not sure anymore. She's like, I regret calling you.
Oh, my God.
No, I'm sorry, Rachel. It's going to be good, though. It's going to be fine. We're going to give you lots of opinions, and then you can make your own decision.
Rachel
I'm sure
is
your
regretting
boyfriend is not my
everything.
boyfriend. Your boyfriend's not my boyfriend, so it's going to be fine.
All right. Rachel, hey, thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Thank you, guys.
Ashley texts and says, I did it! My boyfriend and I bought a house together in 2021. It was a great buy. We did end up getting engaged and married in 2022.
That's fantastic. And then Elizabeth says, absolutely not. live together for at least a year before you even consider marriage. You don't truly know someone until you've shared a home, and getting into that much debt with someone you've only been with a year and a half is a recipe for disaster.
Man.
Now, I will say this. This is the positive out of my situation is the fact that, okay, so there was kind of no contest as to who was getting the house. I got the house.
Yeah.
And because, he was the one that kind of ended the relationship with what he did. And so I was generous enough to kind of give him half of what we thought we could have gotten in profit if we sold the house. And then when
Wow.
I did end up, I know,
You must be rich.
I didn't have to do that, but I did because I'm a good person. And then when I sold the house, I got way more. So it worked out in my favor.
All right. Well, there you go. All right. So give us your experience with this. We've heard Kelly's side. Let's hear if maybe it worked out for you. All right. 795-1997. Because right now, there are a lot on both sides to consider. All right. 502-795-1997. That's group therapy. All right. It's been a minute since we've talked to him, but he used to call our show all the time. Andrew the Love Doctor, what is your thought?
Yeah, absolutely not. No way. Not even close. No, Kelly's right. She should wait till probably at least another year or two. And the reason being is this. You buy a house with somebody, it doesn't work out, like in Kelly's situation. You got a whole nother mess going on that you're going to take into another relationship, financially, emotionally. No. I mean, you should live with somebody for at least a year before you buy a house together. Now, I will suggest that one of them buy a house, maybe, and the other one live with them and see how that works. And if it doesn't work out, you don't have these issues.
That's a
Thank
good
you, as
compromise,
always,
yeah.
for your sound advice, Andrew the Love Doctor.
Keep on loving, my friends.
Hi, Katie. So what's your thought?
Well, I guess maybe I'm confused. Why can't they, rent an apartment together?
Like baby steps.
Why jump into buying a house?
I don't know. She said, financially it kind of made sense. She didn't hit on every single point that she had written to us, but it was financial sense. It just she felt like she was throwing away her money renting, and like they could build equity together and stuff like that. But yes, I get it. Maybe let's start renting.
Right. Something that's really easy to kind of get out of or split if something happens.
Yeah.
That's true.
Now, Jessica says, I don't have any experience with this, but is there any way to get something similar to like a prenup or just any kind of legal document to work out how things would go in the event of a breakup?
Well, you probably could consult a lawyer about that.
Yeah.
Chris says saying the relationship is strong enough to make the biggest financial commitment of your life together, but not yet ready for marriage is a contradiction. Don't ever buy a house with a boyfriend or girlfriend.
I mean, but here, we're also living in 2023 too. And
okay.
I'm just saying that, maybe you don't need a marriage certificate to have a house together. I mean, there are a lot of people who cohabitate and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Plenty of people get divorced too. So, yeah. I mean, this would, if you guys broke up if you guys got married, had a house,
then there you go.
The relationship didn't work out. You got divorced. You'd have to split it up anyways.
Okay.
So I don't know.
All right.
Maybe my point is Kelly had the bad experience that turned good because she ended up getting a better financial windfall from the whole thing.
Exactly. And I do understand that part of not wanting to throw money away on rent anymore and building equity and all the things. There's a lot of positives that come with that. Yeah. I understand that.
Yeah. So what we're all saying is buy the house together.
Is that what we're saying?
I mean, I heard that from you.
Okay.
Makes
all
great
right.
financial sense. You'll get a windfall if it doesn't
Maybe
work out.
we start with breaking one of their leases and moving into one apartment together. And then if that goes well, then we start looking for the house. And I know a guy.
All right. Well, hey, good luck. Get the house. Let us know how it all works in about 6 months. And a dog. Get a dog, too.
Stop it with the dog.
Get 2 dogs. Get 2 puppies.
Oh, my God.
Buy a house, get 2 puppies. It'll be great.
That's the kind of stress they need right now in the relationship.
All right, there you go. That is group therapy.